friends, beautiful people, community. It's all love. It's all blessings. It's all healing. It's all abundance. You know what time it is. I hope you're taking care of yourself and you're doing well. And it's good to be here. It's a pleasure to be here. It's an honor to be here. We're going to be doing something very different today that we will maintain consistency with, but we're going to start doing some transmissions, sharing insights and wisdom and downloads from some of the entities that present themselves to us, some of the entities that want to share their wisdom and share their knowledge at this time. Before we get into what we're doing today, as always, we're going to open up with the sound bowl just to tune the sound, tune the mood, tune the atmosphere, and ensure that we're speaking truthfully and from the heart space. Fantastic. So today, the goddess of storms, Òrìșà of storms, death and transformation, Oya comes up. She says, hey, listen, you cannot quantum leap without me. You cannot move into a new timeline without me. This new paradigm, this new earth you keep speaking about, all these gifts, all these blessings that you want to experience, all this abundance that you want to experience, you need me. You need me. Because there is no quantum leaping without transformation. There is no quantum leaping without death and rebirth. There is no quantum leaping without storms, without that clarity, right? I did make, please excuse me also, as I mentioned, I think a couple of readings ago, I'm feeling very flu-ish, ascension symptoms. So I hope I don't have to blow my nose. I'll keep that in mind. But yeah, so we're working with Oya today, and before we get into some into some tarot and goddess rising oracles, just a couple of things that I wrote down. So Oya is the Òrìșà of storms, death, and transformation. So think Scorpio energy, Pluto energy. She's like Shango's twin flame, I would say. And, you know, obviously Shango has three wives. It's Oba, it's Oya, and then it's Oshun. And Oba is more like, you know, Cancer energy, very nurturing, very, you know, concerned with matters of the home, matters of nurturing. And then, of course, we have Oshun, which is like Taurus energy, Venusian, abundance, love, attraction, magnetism, yeah, self-worth, you know. And then you get Oya, who is scorpionic, like I mentioned, and Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, but the ancient ruler of Scorpio, I'll call her that, is Saturn, right? I mean, not Saturn, is Mars, and Shango is a divine masculine along with Ogun. Shango is, you know, divine masculinity, which is the emperor, which is ruled by Mars. So yeah, Mars, Aries energy. So they're kind of like brother and sister in that twin flame way. And so, yeah, Shango has a very, very profound respect for Oya. It almost borders on fear really, because they understand the language of storms. I mean, Shango is the god of lightning and thunder, as well as justice. But Oya rules the storm. She is a storm itself, you know what I mean? So they have like this bond through the storm, bond through splitting the sky open. And so Oya is fierce. She challenges Shango. She beats him at his own game, literally. And that's what instills this fear. It's like a reverent fear in Shango. So she's very independent. She goes off on her own. And yeah, when we work with Oya, we work with the energy of death and transformation and storms. She is not only the harbinger of life, but she's the harbinger of death as well, because that process of death, rebirth, and new life, she guards that process. She's a high priestess, if you will, because the high priestess sits in that space of liminality between the seen and unseen, the known and unknown. You know, so on Scorpio is that underworld energy, is that Hades energy, you know what I mean? It's going into the underworld, but Oya will spit you out when it is time. But the thing with Oya is, you know, obviously all the Òrìșàs, you know, we give them offerings. You know, you'll give Oshun honey, you'll give Ogun some pomegranate seeds, you'll give Obatala some boiled eggs. And Oya says, yeah, cool, I like me some red wine, you know, I like me some cayenne pepper, some of that spicy stuff. I am a warrior, you know, give me red, give me spicy. I love it. But Oya says, the biggest offering that you can give me is your old self, your past self, your dying self, your dead self. She says, I want that. I want that layer that you don't need anymore. That's how you meet me. That is how you meet me, because you don't go into this timeline, you don't quantum leap without shedding, purging the old self that is stale and no longer needed, that is no longer necessary. And when you acquiesce and you concede to that request, Oya goes from austere to benevolent. And she is benevolent, she's kind, she's understanding, she's patient, because she knows how complex and how, you know, difficult death can be, change can be. She understands that. She understands that so much, but she knows that it's necessary. Change, death, transformation are all innate, are all intrinsic to life. And so she says, give me what is gone. Give me what is dying. I was reading Tomi Adeyemi's Children of Blood and Bone, preparing for the movie that comes out in January of next year. And I don't know how to pronounce the main character's name. If you know in the comments, please kind of, you know, give an indication. But I think it's Zelie. She is a reaper, so she is a sister of Oya, because all the sort of clans have are given various powers and abilities by Òrìșàs, and she's a reaper because Oya has given her the power to connect to the dead. But to connect to the dead is to connect to life, because Zelie can sort of resurrect spirits of the dead, right? She does that at some point in the book. So this is a matter of life and death and transformation and rebirth, and understanding that when the storm arrives, it arrives to change things, to clear things. When we think when we think of the deck, the tarot deck, Oya gives me the energy of the Queen of Swords, like no BS. The storm removes all the impurities and all the obscurities to bring in clarity. And the Queen of Swords is discerning, she's perceptive, she's observant. She is beyond duality, and that's why she can have this really clear perspective on things. There is no right and wrong. Death is not wrong. Darkness is not wrong. Change is not wrong. It is what it is. Change is what it is. It's life itself. So Oya gives life. She literally gives life. And she wants to give you life right now. She says, you cannot go anywhere without shedding this past self. This is time, it's time to quantum leap. The portal is open. There is a death portal open right now. We have eclipse season coming up. There is a death portal that is open right now, and you have to walk through it. But you walk through it with Oya's guidance. She says shed, she says purge, she says give it to me. Yeah, okay, so I also want to speak about ego integration, not ego dissolution, not ego death. We don't have to like do away with our egos. We just have to bring them into the light. And when that ego is sort of like dissolving so that it can be integrated into a very a healthier template, instead of being shunned, instead of just you know, operating from a wounded and traumatized state. She says, yes, that is me. I facilitate that process. The darkness into the light. I bring the darkness into the light. And Oya is very fierce, and she's very she's like you could say dark. She's like super dark. She's like the high priestess. Like the high priestess also has like this feminine, like I said, it's non-dual. A lot of high priestess have like dominant masculine energy. Like I said, Oya, Martian, Aries, Emperor energy. But she also has this like deep, dark feminine energy. That's what I want to say. She's like a dark feminine energy. And dark feminine energy is about destruction as well. And that's why we have the womb that sheds every single month. I mean, the uterus. Woo! The uterus that sheds every single month. Oya understands that to create, you have to destroy. And it is what it is. So destroy your past self to create your new one. And she wants you to know that. Even the ego, as it sort of sheds its very unnecessary dense layers, she wants you to give that process over to her and allow her to guide you into integrating the dark aspects of yourself into the light and wearing them with pride and wearing them fiercely. She's fierce. You know, like fire is warm. Oya's fire is almost icy. It's fire still, so it gives life, but it's icy. Oh. So yeah, she's an ally of the truth. Life and death are part of their truth. They coexist, and that's the thing with the truth. It's neither this nor that. It's an amalgamation of everything. Oh. Is there anything else the goddess of storms wants to say? Let's get into some tarot. But yeah, we're doing a lot of quantum leaping at this time, people. Okay, so we have the Queen of Cups coming out. We're doing a lot of quantum leaping, and that's what I feel like I'm all over the place. But what I want to say is we're doing a lot of quantum leaping right now. We're welcoming new selves, and Oya wants to facilitate that process to ensure that we don't bring whatever is not needed into this new timeline. We've worked our way into jumping and leaping, and she facilitated the process, but she wants to take it a step further now to do the necessary cleaning up so that we are really, really, really in this timeline. And she says, you can't do that without giving me your old self. That is what I want. I don't want wine. I don't want pomegranate seeds. I don't want cayenne pepper. If cayenne pepper, wine, and pomegranate seeds, if all the other material offerings comes with you shedding your old self, then I will accept them. But none of those things will do anything for me until you decide to die. Die and be reborn. Let her show you the way into the light through this death portal. And we have the Queen of Cups coming up. And like I said, Oya is benevolent. She's kind. She's loving. She wants you to win. And she understands that winning comes with dying every day. Love comes with dying every day. To love yourself, some parts of you have to die. The parts of you that deem yourself unworthy, that deem yourself unlovable, she knows some shit has to go. And if you find that to be austere and harsh, it's okay, she's with you. We also have the Queen of Cups. I mean, the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, what's this energy about? What is this energy about? Because I was getting Queen of Swords energy. Okay, so she'll tell us. Let's move ahead. Okay, so then we have the Three of Coins. Let's continue shuffling because I feel like she's playing a joke on me now. Okay, so she's coming through with a very loving energy. She's coming through with a very loving energy for you. She says, I love you. Oya says, I love you. I want to see you win. And I am in deep collaboration with you. It may not feel like it when you have to shed and when you're uncomfortable and you're going through the motions that are inherent to the process of shedding, but I love you and I want to see you experience love. So we have the Queen of Cups here. So this is the Queen of Cups. We have the Daughter of Cups, which is your Page of Cups energy. Listen, we have the Ace of Cups here. And then boom, we have the Two of Cups. She says this is about love. She says, I love you. She says, if you think you're alone because you are uncomfortable, because this process is taking everything out of you, because it has, you're not alone. I'm opening up your heart space. And that's another thing that I wanted to chat about. Oya resides in the heart space. All truths reside in the heart space. Oya resides in the heart space. If you want to connect with her, of course you have to shed and purge and leave the old behind, but also you have to be in your heart, because the heart holds the truth, and the truth is that life and death go hand in hand. The heart is non-dual. It's non-dual. And that's why Oya has that masculine and feminine energy, high priestess. And that's why Shango has a deep respect for her as well. Because unlike the Empress, which is a Shun, the High Priestess also is compatible with the, okay, well, not unlike the Empress. The Emperor is compatible with the Empress and the High Priestess. The High Priestess is kind of like the more independent feminine energy that doesn't need the Emperor. It's just like, and as is the Empress, but the High Priestess is a little bit of an odd kind of energy. She's an odd person. Like all High Priestesses for me, even when I see them depicted in pictures or in recounted in stories and myths and mythology and cosmology, all high priestesses are kind of like, they are very much into like, they can appear very dark, and they can appear very like isolated, which is why we have the hermit here as well. The high priestess will isolate you in order for you to make friends with the dark aspects of yourself, to make friends with the darkness. And that's what Oya wants you to know as well, that when you make friends with the darkness, you are in deep alignment. The Two of Cups is a card of harmony, of alignment, of connection, not only with other people, but higher aspects of yourself, but God, source, universe, life itself. And that's how we create love. She says this is about abundance, because we also have the Queen of Coins here. This is about abundance. She says, I want you to live well. We are working together for you to live well. Oh my God, I told you she was benevolent. I told you she was kind, and so she always gets this bad rep. Like, yeah, I'ma fuck shit up. She will fuck shit up. Don't you think she won't? She will. But she's just like, this is a part of life. And when you ignore the process of dying, and when you hold on to what no longer serves you and what's stale, you don't come into the space where your heart space is open, where you can expand your heart space to new love and new feelings and new opulence. She says, listen, give me your old self. This is what is here. This is what I want to offer you. You offer me your old self. I offer you a new life, a new love. I offer you wealth. Look at the Queen of Pentacles. I mean, and we have figs there, which are like, fruits of the of royalty in ancient times. I think in ancient Mesopotamia, figs, dates, all those kind of fruits were like, yeah, that was like, I'm balling. Okay, let's get 2 more. Death is a part of life. We have the Two of Wands. Yes, Two of Wands. You are right at the beginning of a new cycle, right at the beginning of this new timeline, right at the beginning of the story. And she wants you to know all of this, that you're worthy of love, that you can't go anywhere with that old self, because it's dense and it's heavy. 2 Cups came out. Yep, I knew it. I said Queen of Swords. It's the truth. Death is the truth. Life is the truth. Rebirth is the truth. Be clear, be discerning. She's transporting you through the waters, dude. Listen, this angelic force, she's saying, I am transporting you through these treacherous and precarious waters into new horizons. This is you on your way. This is that quantum leap happening in real time. And she's facilitating that. She wants you to be happy. At the bottom of the deck is the 3 of Cups. She wants you to be happy. But how are you going to be happy when you refuse to do away with the old when you refuse to die, and death is uncomfortable. But she's imbuing so much love into this. She's so reassuring. Let's get into some African goddess oracle rising. She really wants you to win, and she wants you to know the truth. And a lot of us don't want to die because we think, well, oh my God, this is so unfair. I have to give up what's comfortable. I have to give up. Who cares? Not Oshun popping out. Oh yeah, sister wife saying, I mean, it is Friday. It's Oshun day. And she's like, well. And it's a beautiful collaboration that I'm getting here as well. Because Oshun is here and I can feel her. It's almost like they're working together. It's so beautiful. Because the Queen of Swords, the Malika of Cups, I mean, the Queen of Swords, Queen of Cups, and Queen of Coins are here. Let's see. So we have Oshun. We have Mamekomba, Oshun of Love, Mamekomba Bang of Speaking Up. We have Inkosazana of Celestial Alignment. We have Feeling Safe, Tutuba. And we have Yemaya of Awakening. So there's a deep awakening happening here and you are being aligned. And it's almost like all the goddesses, to be quite honest, are like, they want to be here, you know. They want to help you feel safe. They want to help you feel loved. They want to anchor you into this timeline. They really want to anchor you into this timeline. Yemaya and Tutuba both hold the frequency of the number 4. The Malikas, the queens in the tarot, hold the frequency of the number 4. So this is about foundation. It's about forms. It's about a sense of home. It's about feeling safe in this timeline now. And to do so, you have to shed. You have to purge. You don't need all that stuff anymore. You really don't. You don't. You really don't. And when you acquiesce and you shed, you align. You align. You come into alignment. You come into connection. You come into, my word, yes, connection with your higher self, connection with this new timeline, connection with the manner in which life is unfolding. And of course, love is here. I mean, of course, Oshun's here. Of course, Oshun's here. Of course. The Malika, fearless love. There we go. Malika of Cups. What did we say? The daughter of Cups. What did we say? The 2 of Cups. What did we say? The Ace of Cups. Of course, Oshun's here saying this is love. And they work together. Whoa. And everyone thinks Oya doesn't like Oshun. Yeah, right. She knows what's up. Oya knows the truth, as does Oshun. And that's why Shango, they are, you know, bonded by Shango. Because they're kind of like sisters even. Not only like literal sister wives, but Scorpio, which is Oya energy, and Taurus, which is Oshun energy, rest on the same axis. Boom. And guess what? They both reside in the heart space. A part of Oshun is also in the sacral chakra, for sure. But she also makes her way up to the heart space. And that's why she's the goddess of love. Woo! I think we're going to leave it there today. Shed. Give Oya everything. And then after shedding, Oshun will begin to just, you know, fill in the gaps with the love, baby. She fills in the gaps with the love. So this is kind of like an Oya reading, but Oshun's like, hey, I'm here. I'm part of this conversation too. So we'll move on to Oshun for our next Òrìșà reading. I love you all, and I hope you really enjoyed this. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and let me know what you think. Ashe.